Welcome back. Thank you for staying with the broadcast. The chairman of the National Housing Corporation says in the quest to provide affordable housing to St. Lucians, the organization will be exploring new housing concepts and new materials. He makes a case for a move away from the single-family residential units to multiple-family residential concept in a condominium-style development with flats. The chairman of the National Housing Corporation, Senator Timothy Mangal, says increasing access to affordable housing remains a top priority for the corporation. He's cognizant of the fact that the cost of housing is prohibitively high for many St. Lucians, but Senator Mangal says addressing this issue is problematic because of the NHC's current fiscal position. While he is sympathetic to the cause of squatters, he underscores that it is highly unlikely that the NHC would be able to provide housing free of cost.
Unless we do find a case for subsidized housing. Now, I know the government itself is actually in a position, not exactly in a position to fully subsidize housing in this country, but they are looking at various partners, friendly governments and so on, to be able to assist. It is a very difficult thing to say we could simply, and I'm talking solely on the basis of the NHC, the National Housing Corporation, for it to be in a position now to simply come and provide homes almost free of charge, or to say, here is a unit that I'm giving to you in exchange for moving you from one location. This is going to be very difficult.
The senator says the NHC is employing innovative methods of construction to reduce the cost of housing.
The NHC, partnering with private developers, is looking at all possibilities in coming up with different housing concepts that would be as affordable as possible. And the whole intention is to be able to target especially those persons who are more vulnerable in the society, who need those homes. In that quest, you would see new housing concepts, you would see new housing materials coming up. You would see us moving away a bit from the single-family residential unit where everyone would want to have their own garden and their own kitchen to a more multiple-family residential concept.
Many low-income families in St. Lucia have resorted to squatting in the bid to find shelter. The issue becomes even more problematic when government tries to evict squatters. Public outrage, payouts and settlements usually follow because legitimate low-cost housing options are simply not readily available to low-income families. A call has been sent out to men island-wide to attend a conference aimed at tackling spiritual warfare against men, their jobs, spouses, family, and finances. The conference is the collaborative effort of the Men's Ministry of Bethel Tabernacle Empowerment and the International Men's Network. Rochelle Gonzalez tells us more.
The Men's Ministry of Bethel Tabernacle Empowerment Center has joined forces with the International Men's Network, IMN, to tackle the supernatural and the effect that it has on the nation's men. This collaborative effort will be taking place in the form of a men's conference, otherwise known as the Empower Men Conference. President of the IMN, Barry Innocent, said the IMN hosted a similar conference in 2016. However, whilst the first one was focusing on how men should treat their families and marriages, this year's event will be focusing on the unknown forces fighting to break the bonds of marriage and families.
We are aware that there have been a few press releases on television, on the news actually, where certain spiritual activities took place at the courthouse. We're talking about people saying strange frogs and strange falls, and it's all documented, it's all in the newspaper. So in response to those type of issues and some of the stories we hear from men, where they reported cases of people going to the Obia man to do witchcraft against their marriage, or somebody trying to take somebody's wife or somebody's husband using witchcraft, strange diseases, people on promotion, in the fight for promotion in the job, persons are reported to us of cases where witchcraft is come against them for a possible promotion, and different stuff that has happened. We thought there's a need to look into the spiritual empowerment of men, and hopefully through those men also the women that love them or women are connected to them.
Innocent said, although the forces at play cannot be seen, there is proof that they exist and are hard at work.
There is a supernatural world and there's also a natural world. And there are many evidences of this. There have been medical documentaries of persons that died on the surgery table or died and came back reporting supernatural activity. Science calls it the paranormal. Some people call it metaphysics. But it is around and it's happening, and the International Men's Network is just trying to work towards empowering men with the knowledge that will give them a greater position of strength in these situations.
The Empowerment Conference will be held on the 13th and the 14th of November at 7 p.m. nightly at the Temple of Faith Church in Odza. Admission is free of charge, and although the focus is on men, women are also allowed to tag along. Reporting for Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
The Small Business Development Center gets set to host the Micro, Small and Medium-Sized Business Finance Symposium on the 8th of November. Invited business owners will have a chance to liaise with key financial partners and receive pertinent information on best business practices. Solange Alfred reports.
As part of ongoing efforts by the Ministry of Commerce during this year's Business Month, the facilitation of the MSME Financial Symposium aims to enlighten business owners about the process and procedures that are necessary for good business practice and financial trade. Speaking with Business Development Officer at the SBDC, Jonathan Ale, Hot 7 TV was briefed about plans that lay ahead for Business Month.
Business Month is an initiative of the Department of Commerce, where the department and its affiliate agencies put on a series of activities ranging from workshops, seminars, symposiums, discussions, consultations, with activities geared towards helping our micro, small and medium-sized enterprise improve the way they do business, allowing them to learn of the various organizations and how they assist businesses in developing.
Allen added that throughout Business Month, a focused approach will remain on waste reduction, energy efficiency, and conservation of resources. The theme for this year's Business Month is Enterprise, Sustainability, People, Planet, and Profit.
The aim of this theme really is to sensitize our business persons on becoming more sustainable in their practices. As you know, we have issues with global warming, we have pollution issues, we have social issues. So we want business persons to start taking responsibility for becoming sustainable. You know, thinking about how they could reduce their carbon footprint on the environment.
The MSME Financial Symposium is slated for November 8th at the Financial Administrative Center, where micro, small, and medium-sized business owners will have a chance to network with key stakeholders in the industry of commerce.
The aim of the Finance Symposium is to give our business persons information on where is the financing available and how are they able to access it. How would they be able to prepare themselves? So, as you know, a lot of our business persons, they don't keep records, they don't have a business account, and all of these things prevent them from getting financing. So we want them to be educated on what they need to do.
Businesses that are directly involved with business development were targeted to be a part of Business Month. Some of the affiliate agencies that have partnered up with the SBDC and the Ministry of Commerce for Business Month include Chamber of Commerce, Library Credit Union, Invest St. Lucia, Export St. Lucia, Coalition of Services, and the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The Atlantic Rally for Cruisers is set for the month of November, where sailboats will traverse the Atlantic waters and cross the finish line on the 21st of December. The St. Lucia Tourism Authority is looking to make this year's event bigger and better, and they have partnered with key sponsors to ensure a fantastic event. Solange Alfred has more in this report.
Sailing into its 28th year, the Atlantic Rally for Cruisers looks to once again facilitate a boost to tourism activity on the island of St. Lucia when the vessels grace the docking port of the IGY Rodney Bay Marina. The general manager of the marina, Sean DeVoe, noted the hard work that is being put in to ensure smooth sailing of the event. DeVoe expounded on the important role that the sponsoring partners play in making sure that St. Lucia remains in the heart and minds of people as a prime luxury destination.
I know it is difficult sometimes to wager the sponsorship versus the benefits, and in this day and age, that is what we are all made to do. I can vouch personally that the ARC is not about just this one event that comes to St. Lucia and ends in St. Lucia. The ARC is about an event that changes people's lives, that make them leave and create St. Lucia as their new home. We've had clients with us here for the last 15 years. Some of them have been longer, and I can almost vouch for them that they've used every one of the services in here, sponsored to the Ark and more. So I continue to ask on our behalf, as the part of the Ark Planning Committee, that we pledge our full support for this event, and we hope that you do the same as we continue to make this event bigger, better and stronger than anything ever to cross the Atlantic.
Putting the spending capacity of ARC participants into perspective was the CEO of Events St. Lucia, Thomas Leonce, who stated that on average, one participant spends $50 daily. When multiplied by 1,000 participants over a 2-week period, this would equate to a great surplus for the tourism product in St. Lucia.
The ARC gives St. Lucia an opportunity to market our destination to non-traditional visitors or visitors from non-traditional markets. A lot of our marketing effort is focused on the US, the UK, Canada, and the Caribbean. But the ARC participants come from quite a number of varied territories or countries, as the case may be. A lot from Scandinavia, your Swedens, your Norways, your Denmarks. And if you have visitors coming here and experiencing St. Lucia, I think they go back to the various countries and they, of course, share a word about St. Lucia. Word of mouth is one of the most powerful marketing tools there is.
The main sponsors of the event were present to hand over their various contributions to the CEO of Events St. Lucia. Sponsors of the ARC 2018 include Flow, Sol, The Wave, Rhythm FM, DBS, Marcy Stores, Harbour Club, Chai, Shuttle, Mercury, and 6 Car Rental. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solej Alfred.
Thank you, Solaj. This is the Hot 7 Nightly News. Do stay with us.